Okay, recap for Friday the 19th or 9 2025. Right. So today, I don't know, probably had my best trade ever. I think like this was crazy. This was like what, a 32 hour trade or something like that. It's insane. I'll show the details, but let's go explain what the day is about, right? And how to understand it was going to be bullish, and just explain my models, right? I expected any of my models to be there to just, to take us long, right? I'm not bearish. I'll never be bearish. This weekly profile is clearly Wednesday low of the week, right? Wednesday low of the week, and as ITCT explains it right, was most likely Thursday's going to be an up day and Friday is going to be an up day until we reach our target. If we go into the lower time frame and actually check what we've been doing, I need something a bit lower than that, right? I think let me go to a cleaner chart, right? Something empty. Thank you. Thank you, Z. Why does it not pop up? Anyway, let's go to a cleaner chart. And if we go to, let's say something like the 5 minute, right? So once we made our manipulation for news, right, we will swing that last leg is the projection, right? That last manipulation leg, and we want to reach at least 2.5, right? Once we reach 2.5, then we can retrace. We go all the way up, and then we reach 2.5, and then after that we start retracing, right? And we actually do the TGIF technically after 1 p.m. on Thursday. We retraced here. That was 20 to 30% of the weekly range. But just knowing what this week is, and we're most likely to get the high, we still expected bullish pricing, right? If we go and manipulate down there, I'll show you why it's down there, right? And then after that, why, what we want to create is keep continuing to the next 2.5 after the manipulation. Where's the last manipulation? Right after we went up, reach target, we actually manipulate again to go further. And where does that go? Right there, when we manipulate from here to here, which gives us this 2.5, right? Now we complete this second swing, right? So the first stage we completed there. Now the second stage right there, we completed it here, right? The fact that Thursday didn't go up there, it's most likely for Friday to go and do it, right? Once we reach here about OTE and end up going for the range, right? So that's how I got the targets. It's actually not that hard. How did I get the entries? Okay, so let's get rid of this. Actually, let's keep that target referencing. And that is not what we want. Alright, we'll keep that. One thing I want to check, would that give me the 4.5 or 4 if I had it from here? What's going on? If I had 4 or 4.5, nah, that's for later on. We're still very bullish. Anyway, so that's the targets. How do I get this entry and why this low, right? So I need my daily PD array, which is, what was my daily PD array? I'm actually confused. I forgot. I don't think I had a daily PD array. It's because how far we're up here. It was this wick if we're gonna get to anything, but this wick was London low. And then when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, we're not gonna get to London low if we're that bullish, right? Because remember, this is where London low is, and from London low we kept going up. So I want a PD array where in, oh my god, can you just do it in the CE of this, right? Can we get the high? Thank you. I want a PD array at the discount. This is discount. To me, this is discount. Anything under that, I need a PD array down there. What's down there? As you can see on the daily, we got nothing because we're at all-time high. Oh, what do I mean we got nothing? Okay, my bad. It's this wick, right? If you're on your quadrants, and let's extend it to the right, as you can see, what do we have near that discount? 0.25 of this wick, right? So let's get back to this, and that's a PD array to have an eye out for. Cool. And we also have what? The low, right? So now we have two areas that I'm mainly looking at for a reversal, right? But the main thing that moves us normally, what I notice, is we need something that to stack with them on a 4-hour, right? On a 4-hour, where is our order block? Boom, order block right here, the high of it, midpoint, right? That's what I have on the chart. So again, if we go down here, you can see everything is stacking at this area. Let me just take the order block, put the high, put the 0.5, and then just the high of it, right? As you can see, high of it, the 0.5, right? So we don't want any closure below that. And guess what? Initial buy side is right here. So what's the most probable area for us to go manipulate from? Is this low? What did I expect? When did I expect it? I expected it a bit earlier than 11:30, right? So that's why I couldn't be asked, and I just took the short somewhere here. It was a quick short just to this low, and I was out. I was done with my normal account. And then on paper, I came back when I seen it go this low to see if my model would still play out on a Friday, right? So everything went to the predetermined PD. The only I don't know why it was delayed. I'm not too sure. This is delayed and there's no news, so I'm not sure why it's delayed. But I did see something about something with related with the Trump or something. So that might be why they delayed it. But they should have been here way earlier. You know, I would have expected it by this drop, or maybe this drop. But like you know what I'm saying, we kept delaying, right? And that's the only reason I didn't catch the long for today is because we kept delaying. And normally by 10:50, right? If I can't really see anything, and I've seen the shorts, if I can't see anything by here, I wouldn't take the long, right? It's still, yes, it's discount, but whatever. But the main clustered PD arrays is still not here, and we still have sell side left, right? So all of this, and on top of that, that area is the lower quadrant of our opening range gap, right? So all of this is right there, and by 10:50 we haven't reached it, and I normally would lose trades after that period, so I just locked my account. But this is exactly one of the models that I think I showed like a week or two ago, which is just basically a delayed Judah, right? So when they delay it, normally later in the day there's no retracement, and they'll push it up till the end of the day. So you hold your long literally till the end of the day, till 4 basically, and after 4 you can do whatever, right? What time do we get this high? At 3:55. This high 3:59. Boom. After that you can close, right? So it's a good it happens like once every like week. Nah, that's being generous. Once every 2 weeks here and there. Sometimes it doesn't happen for weeks, but when it happens, bro, this is such a just good entry, and you just leave it for the rest of the day. I literally fell asleep with this one, right? I put, if we go look at the execution, right? This was just a paper one because I think I started day was probably like near 9:30, because I can't trade till 9:40, so I'll take the risky stuff on paper. But then when I was done with my normal account with this bullshit delivery, then I went, and as you can see, entry here, entry here, entry here, and then entry here. They're all based on something, right? So this entry, we go down, hit all our levels, then we go to the CE of this wick, and also like the order block. So basically I'm just trying to get in the rejection. I market buy it and it's already up there, right? Because the market buy here, for some reason I have to press like 3 buttons for it to market buy, whatever. And then here is an entry on the inverse of this fair value gap, right? This entry was on a 15-second, right, for the change in state of delivery, right there, as you can see. And then this entry right there is on this breaker block, right? So 4 entries, and the stop loss kept getting moved up to like I don't think there was more than 500 or something for this trade. That's why it was like there's your like every time I'm entering, the stop keeps like going up because of like the next PD array. Let me see if I took a screenshot. Yeah, here we go. As you can see, the 4 entries, that, right? Midnight open as well, new daily opening gap, everything was there. And that was just the initial TP, but then after that I put the proper TP once I've seen it go. But as you can see, it was a very low risk trade, right? Let's get right to this. Anyway, once we go, I take my first partial here, just one contract, right? As you can see at that high, and then I take 2 contracts off right there, basically high the day, few ticks off. And then this, if it was feeling extra, right? And I just went to sleep, and it delivers, which is good. This model is really good. Like if I can just wait for this once every like, I don't know, because it does happen, but it's not as often. But if I can find it and just risk heavy on it, like today, even though today, all 4 contracts, I actually didn't even risk heavy. Like if we go to the now that I explained the trade, let's go to the actual trading chart, right? Don't mind the mess. It looks a bit wild, but every color, everything here, I know exactly what it means without needing to write. I actually need to start. I need to take off the new daily opening gaps and stuff because it messes up, right? But every level here, even though it looks so messy, low-key helps, right? It low-key helps, and is basically what I need to like actually determine, to be precise. Basically, look at that reaction of the new daily opening gap. The second that it did that, it just confirmed everything for me. Midnight price, new daily opening gap, CE of this wick, boom. That's definitely a reversal. I don't even need to wait for it to inverse this gap. Inverse this gap, boom, that's a second entry, right? CISD, third entry, breaker block, right there, fourth entry. That's 4 low risk entries, and boom, it's gone, right? And as you can see, with the exit being up there, it was a 32 R trade. That's insane, right? 32 R trade. It's actually crazy work. Yeah, I'm impressed that I can do this, and it was genuinely not luck, because you can't get lucky with entering that low and exiting that high. You know what I'm saying? They ain't. It's just the bloody repetition, right? The only thing though is we are stacking up sell side. So again, like I said with the other weekly forecasting, is we are gonna come back down lower, and we're gonna do a crash type of low, right? Like when we head down, it's gonna be aggressive. So like let's look at the daily. What would I expect is something to just crashes down to like something, and then we can continue moving up if that's what we feel like, right? Because we kept leaving so much sell side throughout the move up, and especially here with this fair value gap. Like if we're gonna go something, I'd want us to fill it eventually sometime next week or the week after. If it's the week after, it's gonna be a full collapse. If it's the next week, it's gonna be a discount. So it depends. It depends how this market wants to move. But for now, I'm just gonna look for higher prices. Um, but yeah, let me actually get into like what I need to cover for my own self, right? So I remember. Anyway, discount, right? New daily opening gap, midnight opening price, the initial sell side, right? All taken out, right? We did not need to go to the PM liquidity. We did not need to go to the London liquidity because that would break the market structure, right? And also, as I said, this is my delayed Judah model, which says the exit is at the end of the day. So you hold for the rest of the day, no matter how it looks, and you leave that stop loss where it is. It's not gonna come back down for it, but you leave it as where it is. On top of that, I don't know. I think that's it. Was covered. What also gave me the extra bias, right? On ES, right? We had not taken our previous daily high. It's been there and staying there. And let's see, we only took it at 301, right? So this partial, the only reason it's not actually taken out because this was gonna be taken out the second that we make the SMT. So 301 right there, that would have been a second partial. And that would be terminus. Right? So that's how I would have managed the trade. And that's why I had the confidence with it. And also, main part, it's just better to not short, right? All time high. I know I shorted today because I wanted to go back to bed. But like the look at the slow delivery and then look at this fast delivery, right? Which side do you want to be in? This back and forth, which was terrible, or this just easy long, right? So I need to think about it. And also, when you draw or like you make the assumption of where the reversal or the discount is gonna be, please just wait, you know? This today was an exception because it was delayed, but like I'm seeing my model basically every day at this point, and if it's not there, it's actually a day that's not worth trading. And if it's there, it's clearly working. So it's great that I'm basically there, and this is genuinely the first time I was able to just fully catch it from the start, right? When from the start, I mean by like literally on the swing point, and then catch it all the way to terminus. Like I genuinely like followed the rules to the tick, and it delivers just exactly like how I wrote it out, right? So next time, now that I have the confidence with it, and my main plan really is build up like accounts where I can just risk 1,000 to make whatever that was. That was at least more than 10K, right? Or 15. I don't even know, bro. Something like that. No, if this was 3, it's at least 10K. Regardless, if I can just build up accounts and just wait for like one trade a week to just do this, right? Because again, if I follow back to Thursday, we do the exact same thing, right? This area was like same exact thing. I have like all my stuff all the way down here, right? All I have to do is this one. I wouldn't aim for a 2.5, right? It's the initial, but I'd aim for the 2.5 of this day, which is reached somewhere here, right? So same thing. Boom, when it goes up, buy at the breaker, right? Here at the CE, boom. Inverse of this gap, I wouldn't take it. I would wait for like this, or maybe here on the 15-second entry, CISD, entry, breaker, entry. That's your 4 entries. That's how I'd pyramid in. I think like it actually does give at least 4 entries every single time, right? So if I can just work out two, I start with 2 MNQ entries and just keep adding one and one and one and one more until it's fully confirmed here on the breaker, right? Because after this breaker, I do not want price to go and even visit this gap, right? So the risk is managed. So I think that's how I'm gonna enter, and that's how it's offered, right? Also, again, it's probably on like this day as well, right? This okay, this is on the 15 second, I remember it. And before that, there was no days to trade. So, moral of the story, know what the week is, right? Once you know the week is easy, right? Monday and Tuesday is FOMC, no point to trade it. Wednesday, you trade the morning session to get the buffer for the FOMC trade. And then after the FOMC trade, is it's easy to trade Thursday, as you can clearly see, as long as you know the bias, and oh my god, and Friday, as long as you know the bias. As long as this FOMC fits one of the weekly profiles from the ICT video, and just to make sure as a reminder which profile it is, let's get to YouTube. So ICT month 7. Wednesday low of the week. Monday, Tuesday goes up. Right, so let's just have this on the daily. Right, the way that Monday started, right? Monday, Tuesday goes up, right? We leave in 2 fair value gaps and a volume imbalance, discount prices, right? How to anticipate, no high time from discount raise, and when we market fails to drop into the area, right? We don't drop into them. Odds that a Wednesday will likely see the drive lower. London or New York session, right? But because this time is FOMC news, we have the drive lower and we close here. Boom. Wednesday low of the week confirmed right there. Which means Thursday will guarantee most likely will go up. And Friday as well. But if Thursday gets very overextended, Friday actually won't go up as much, right? So it will just maybe take like it'll definitely won't take, like, you'll know at least it'll take previous daily high, right? But it might not get as extended as today, for example. And that's it. This is really as simple as that. This week was actually very simple. My only mistake I'd say for this week is I traded Tuesday when I shouldn't have. And for next week, so I know from now to not like mess around. Friday. I don't know about this Monday. I don't know if it's there's gonna be a model. It's definitely not a full no news Monday. There's an orange folder, but I'll skip Monday to know what the week is. I'll trade Tuesday. Fed Chair Powell speaks at all. That's a weird time for him to speak. Tuesday to trade. Mindful if they're gonna use this to make Tuesday choppy. Wednesday I'm gonna trade for sure. Thursday I'm gonna trade. And Friday, like, okay, next week looks like a good week to trade. I wouldn't be expecting crazy ranges. I'd expecting just some continuation and just maybe 1 or 2 day, like maybe Tuesday make low of the week for Friday to, like, just I should be expecting a normal week, right? Anyway, last thing, right, I just need to go over is just make sure that I have everything here currently. Okay, future self you know what these colors mean, you know what everything means. I don't need to explain it. It's just the fact that makes it very probable is the 4-hour order block inside the new daily opening gap within under the midnight opening price, right? With the low quadrant of the opening range gap, right? With the wick, right? Or the opening price. Is it the opening price? Let me just check on the daily. Right? With the opening price of this down close candle, right? So you have five PDA rays, kinda, or 5 confluences or whatever, including PDA stacked together, and then you see these signs, right? And we take the initial sell side liquidity. When you ever see that and it's a delayed Judah till the end of the day, and don't be scared to pyramid. Alright, anyway, that's the market recap for me and whoever's watching, and yeah, peace.